joined our crew. They continued their journey through the trials of the Paragon inside the Temple of Aeyru. Descending the steps to the lower level, they discovered an underground stone-walled maze made up of confusing doors and talking objects. As they spoke with the sentient objects, strange details emerged from their stories, although the objects themselves could only recall vague memories to explain them. The group then used their affinity for diplomacy to bring some of the sentient objects together, hoping to create new friendships for these seemingly lonely items. Continuing their way through the maze, they discovered several empty chests and a few seemingly inert effects left in the confusing labyrinth. Exiting the maze, they discovered a large angular room with multiple doors and a strange recessed shape in the middle of the room's floor. The group investigated the doors along the outside of the room to find one room completely full of discarded furniture and broken objects. The other contained numerous bodies of unknown victims discarded and left behind. The bodies then suddenly rose again to fight the party. After the fight with the undead, the party discovered another puzzle that held the key to moving into the next room. With Wilbin to work on unlocking the last door, the rest of the party discovered that standing on circles recessed into the floor activated clues to the corresponding door lock codes. As they discovered this, they were locked onto the spots while the room around them began flooding with water. It came down to quick puzzle solving from the rogue and proper communication of the coded language from the party to save them all from a watery death. With the next door open, the group found what seemed like an empty room ahead of them. No more doors could be seen, and only a curious gem in the wall was found. The gem began to respond to particular sounds that they spoke, and the group then realized that they had to figure out a specific trigger word to activate a hidden door. Once discovering the secret word, the group found that beyond that hidden door lay a deep, pit-like chamber that descended beyond sight with precarious steps at its periphery. So.
Oh yeah.
Bet there were steps. Oh, but
there
you can't
are
reach the
steps.
That's right.
So, this space is about a little bit more than 40 feet across.
Oh wow. Okay.
It is huge. And these steps are only about a foot to a foot and a half wide.
Okay.
They're very thin all the way around.
But it does
nothing
spiral
here.
all the way down.
It does
Okay.
spiral. So the closest step that is highest would be here, and then they descend this direction. And
So is
keep
this a
going down.
ledge that we can inch?
No, there is no ledge.
Okay.
This is just the best way I could draw it at the time, fastest. So there is nothing here. This is just wall.
Like
that
it
would drop.
fell down or something.
Yes, or was planned that way. I don't know. So, you guys have to figure out how to get onto these steps.
Throw the little one.
Hello down there.
He's not here to protest. So if you
That's a long way to throw
That
something.
is a long 40 feet.
Start with the
Well, so from where we are to there is what, 20 feet?
from here, yeah, it's about 20,
Oh,
20-ish feet.
Did
Yeah,
someone have levitate?
Hello.
We do have but this probably has not recharged since we used it last.
Well, you guys did sleep in
We
this
did.
room one
Yeah,
night.
we
So
did.
that
We did.
would have
We were at full health. You're smart.
that helps.
One
One
of
person.
us.
Plus one
Can you fly?
carry on.
Yeah,
You
basically.
can have a free carry on.
Yeah.
free carry on.
Yeah.
That's good.
A free
With your
Wilbin
wings, are
carry.
you able to fly back and forth?
Um,
Taxi service?
let me check. I might. Well, yes, but I just don't remember how long. It might only be like a minute.
How many people can you carry in there?
I mean, it's a long time, I suppose. Forgot I did not-
And my other fear is, are we gonna get on these steps and then they're gonna recess into the wall? And then are we gonna have to like die?
Yep, this is the TPK I chose for you guys. It was steps in a column of events. That was it.
I
It
fear
was
the worst.
Most well thought out TPK. Very theatrical.
What is TPK?
Total party kill.
I have
That's a thing?
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
Some DMs enjoy
Maybe not
trying
intense.
to cause it to happen. You guys got very lucky that I am trying to keep it from happening.
I know, I
Because I
definitely
like
feel-
you guys.
You're like, oh look, there's a branch.
Some DMs are
Use
like
it.
adversarial, dude. It's
Some of them are.
And kind of look to see if there's any handholds or anything like that on
yeah.
the.
So go ahead and investigate sticking your head out through the doorway. where
While
you
he
can-
does that, can I take my skull that I collected somewhere back there and
13.
I'm just gonna try and throw it onto this stuff over here.
Okay. You got 13. So you can stick your head out and you can look along the wall. The walls are stone, like inlaid stone where there would be mortar and whatnot, but there are no handholds specifically. It'd be very shallow
I rolled a 12
for what you were gonna throw
for
the.
throwing the skull onto the step.
So you throw the skull and it just barely misses that first step, and it hits the wall, bounces across, and then bounces down, and then at some point it
You
kind
just
of
hear
just
it.
disappears.
Oh man.
But can we hear it? Ooh, that's what it
And then
sounds like.
There's maybe a
We-
very small.
We do hear a hit.
A little bit, yes. After a while.
It's not a portal.
No, not as far as you
Okay.
can tell. I mean, it kind of looks like one. That's a good point.
Do we hear drum beats?
You hear what you're hearing here.
Full of
I say though, TBD. What if could you fly down and see what's going on? Like whether not carry us necessarily, but can you fly down and see what's happening?
You could carry somebody else down to an
I
area.
could carry Wilbin down after I set him alight. Not
We have to burn him?
That's a good idea.
Hey.
Yeah, I have a Does flying speed matter if we are not in combat?
Not particularly. Not unless you become in combat with something on your way down.
Dang it.
Purple worms.
I knew it. I knew it.
Full size burnt worm.
Might be better to
Dune.
fly like this. So, well, so you have a bracelet.
He's got a
and
fly
you
bracelet.
I can give it to him.
Someone could push you.
Well, I
in
mean,
that
you
direction, or
could
could
use
push off.
it.
Yeah.
You could use it and carry Wilbin, and
True.
I could carry everybody else, which is only 4 other people.
It has limited time on it though. The
Yeah.
bracelet.
Is it like a minute?
I think it's about the same as your wings. His is
So
a
then
levitating.
we can. Oh wait, you can't actually.
Because I
control
can't
yourself.
fly.
No, someone he would either have to push off of something,
Yeah.
or someone would have to push him.
I can push him.
Could we like
But then,
push him
if he's
downward?
over here,
You,
He
yeah,
has
you
to-
probably could.
you would have to
But who
pull
knows
your
if there's
hand
spikes or
lens there.
something?
Yeah. We don't know what's down at the bottom of this
Maybe
hole.
Wilbin could just like, could he push off the wall? Not Wilbin, but Quill. You could like scale the wall.
Because I think it basically lets me levitate. So I could like push myself down. I don't think
You
it's like
probably could, yeah.
jet propelling me upward.
No, I think it's more kind of
It
like
allows me to
You
fly.
become a little bit of
what
a
does it say? It says
buoyancy.
something like you levitate an inch or so off the ground. It's
But
it's
what
something
if
like
you
that.
Yeah.
go
where-
over a gap?
Well, there's something.
Yeah.
So Bryn would tell you she has a spell that creates a disc that you can step onto that levitates. But that one, if you pass over something, it has a distance where it just doesn't work and you would drop.
Oh.
The levitate.
Like the boots in Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
what it is?
I think so. The floating. Yeah. So, but with his levitating, it would hold him in place a lot, basically. So he could, within reason, control his direction. So it'd be kind of like if you're up in space and there's no gravity. Somebody could push you, and you
I
just
can levitate
keep
up to
going.
30 feet in the air
Gotta
for a
do this
minute.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Before we do this,
So that tells me you would kind of be moving upwards.
Or if I stepped off a ledge, would it stop me at 30 feet? From the bottom.
I think
From the
more
bottom?
that it
Oh.
is saying that you would
I
go
would start
from
to
where you
float.
are up to 30 feet.
But could I, if I was
Unless
pushing
I
myself
would say
down
if
on the
you
wall?
were holding on to something, that you could control that.
Okay.
It's not going to force you up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
okay, should I use my divine sense to get a like if there's things on the wall or things
Read
right?
that one to
Because
me
it
again.
is I can detect good and evil,
Mhm.
sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
So that one basically only tells you about creatures within that designation.
Okay, so not really because we don't know how long this is.
No. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear the thing and
Where the thing? Are you taking yourself or taking somebody else with you? Somebody holding on to your legs? Backpack Yoda style?
I'm gonna take Wilbin.
yeah, I'll take one.
That makes sense.
I think
Okay.
that makes the most
So-
sense.
And I'm going to,
You're going to chuck
Push
him?
him?
unless you decided you just want to use
Actually-
your
It would make sense if I took you, just in case we also like got into a thing.
Oh.
Oh.
But also, she can take the most falling damage also.
That's true.
Probably.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if she had to be the one to jump,
To jump.
she could take the
She's
most damage and not
Okay.
die.
And then
And not
I'm down there and I
immediately
can heal
die.
her.
What?
And I'm down there and I can heal her. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So just FYI, if you do jump, there will be falling damage
Yeah.
that we have to take into account. So I know it's not something that occurs to you guys
she can't jump 40 feet like across.
Right. She's got a pretty good jump. Like you could
I do?
probably, yeah.
How do
I
I
think
know that?
you might.
You could
be-
probably jump. Could she jump the 20 feet or so to the thing
Yeah, she probably could make that.
with a good roll?
So yeah, so if you
Or
have,
it just goes, I got this.
yeah,
And just
if you
takes
have
a running
10
leap.
If you have 10 feet of lead up running distance between you and where you jump off from, you have it's like
But landing on something that's only a foot and a half wide.
right. It would require
You'd have to roll
an
pretty good.
acrobatics
And
roll
you'd be
to land
hitting
it
a
properly.
wall over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
yeah, it is possible. I would let you do that. I would just make you roll acrobatics to land it.
And I have, oh no, plus one.
Demon's trying to kill you.
nah.
Job.
Or I think you could do that.
Do you think I can? Should I go first?
Can you?
Wait, what?
I'll.
No,
You-
we gotta
I'll float-
investigate first.
We'll
yeah.
float down while,
Yeah.
while you're doing that.
Because
Though.
what if
Okay,
there's spikes
so
or?
You are taking Wilbin with you to float down?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so-
I say you also jump and do your thing, and we'll meet you down there.
Now, what I want to know is, are you guys going to go to the top step that is the highest up, but still far away, or are you going to go down
Yeah,
this
like
direction?
as far down as we can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you guys would go this direction. Will you, and are you rolling for him? Will you both do an acrobatics check for me, just to see how well you guys land against this wall?
9.
Oh.
I am not unrolling this last few times. All right.
6.
Okay, so you guys hit with a pretty heavy thud, and there's a little bit of a, like you push off, and you're like, but you guys are able to keep yourselves against the wall and make it down there just fine. So your spell ends after about a minute. You guys go back down to the floor. You can release Wilbin so that he's now standing on the steps below you. So it's hard to tell perspective, but they are now down about 20 feet lower than where you guys came from here.
Did you guys make it? Are you alive?
We're fine.
Okay.
Now, whereas, yeah, you can see him.
I once
I don't
again.
know how-
It is very dark in this thing,
Yeah.
but you guys, most of you have dark vision, so you can see black and white and
I
like.
light Wilbin.
Okay.
Can we,
It's glowing.
Can we like secure, like, a couple of us have ropes, I think. Can we secure
Mhm.
like from the top to maybe where they are and kind of rope our way?
We should have sent a rope with them.
Well, you could probably hold on to one end and toss to them the majority of the rope if you have some.
I can still fly.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to.
Well, you
Yeah.
might. I mean, it might be best for you to fly
Do I
some
have
of
any
the
rope?
people left over, if it's possible.
Does Bryn have any special abilities?
I don't have any
So
rope.
she doesn't have anything that would work for that. She does have a disc that she could stand on that would allow her to float, but if she goes over more than 10 feet of a drop, it
Well, do you
dissipates and she
rope?
would drop.
I do.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I do. Hold on, let me check. I'm very.
Other than that, actually, she does have
I do. I have 50 feet
spider
of rope.
fly.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
I have 50 feet of rope. If that helps anybody.
50 feet
think-
on you. Okay.
Okay. Is there a way? Is there
Wanna try
anything
and
to
top it?
secure?
Can secure it to me.
There were some rocks.
I was gonna say they would have been. You and I
Yeah.
could have been up there, and we're pretty heavy together, I think, and we could have done that. But
I
that's,
do have the ability to make someone into a spider. Not an actual, like, spider,
Oh.
but I can cause you to be able to climb on the walls. So,
That'd be Ellie.
someone could,
Mhm.
or, because I think I can,
Do you want to?
yes,
Wants to
it's
be a
just
spider
concentration. So I can do this to someone else, or I can do this to myself and take a rope. And,
Well, yeah, take a rope down to them, or across to one of the steps,
okay. So then,
and we can
Do you want
shimmy
to
on
try
the
and
rope.
throw me your rope?
Yeah.
Cool.
okay.
because what's our distance to the bottom?
20 feet. I think you're 20 feet.
You guys
lower
are 20
than us.
feet down.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could toss a rope to them and they would probably be able to
Did
catch it
these
if
steps
they-
go all the way down there?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
they
it's just
can-
a matter of us getting to here.
Right.
Or on
So you guys would be able to see that the steps do keep going
Okay.
down.
We'll toss. I toss the. Am I keeping? I'm keeping one hand. Hold of one
Yeah,
end, or am I?
you keep
okay.
one end. And
Do you
I'll
need-
see if I can
or
catch
do you
it.
Walk,
need it?
walk down a little farther. How,
I was just telling you
and,
about
and be
that.
directly below us.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a green.
Okay, so we
Oh, okay, yeah.
will actually.
Yeah, walk down
shimmy.
directly. Yeah.
Yeah. So we
That's a lot
spiral
easier
around.
than
Yeah.
trying to
Okay.
walk
We
across.
spiral
the
out and I
chasm.
throw up.
Okay.
So
Mm.
each person who's going to take the rope down
Wait,
needs.
should we roll to see if I catch it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So let's do.
She was gonna give it to us
I
for
have a
free.
+3
Sorry,
athletics.
sorry.
Will that?
Yes. Yeah. So I would do athletics for the actual climb, but do acrobatics to see if you can catch the rope.
natural 19.
Alright.
Plus
You
one,
very definitely
20.
one-handed
Okay.
just as if it was levitated into your hand. Nice.
Very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Alright.
So,
So I tie it around my waist and I like brace myself in the right
but
hand.
how? So if the other end is with them and the one end is on you, if you walk out, you're just gonna be plummeting down.
I was just gonna hold it on so they
So-
could shimmy down.
Oh, okay. So you're holding
So
it.
yeah.
So, how about I will put spider climb on you then,
You can
and that way you can just climb.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
that makes sense.
And you could just walk on the walls all the way down. You don't even have to touch the steps.
You're our anchor. You're
Yeah.
like that moving anchor.
Yeah. So that means each person now is able to get down
Nice.
the steps,
Woohoo!
and then you can just like diggy 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 or walk wherever you want.
I take my time out. I'm like, this is so awesome, you guys.
How long
Just
does it
walking
last?
sideways on the wall. It's a concentration for Bryn, and it lasts up to an hour. So for an hour, she can climb on the wall.
Sweet.
But you're
Can I do a little
concentrated.
ching ching ching?
Laura, what noise was that? She's just over there by herself, pretending.
What is she doing?
He's trying to be the Spider-Man. Have you heard of him?
No.
Okay, so as you descend into the darkness of the spiral staircase tower, you can feel the air around you grow colder and colder. The descent takes minutes, 10, 20, 30 minutes. You're moving slowly to remain cautious of any possible traps or failing steps. One loose stair in this trip could mean trouble for the party. After what feels like over an hour of descent,
And we're having
your
Quill
spider
go
climb
first.
would
Really?
your spider climb would start to wear off. You can feel that your feet are getting less and less sticky, and you would hopefully be
You can't
clever
see-
enough to come back
You
over
can't
to
see in
the
the dark,
steps.
right?
So,
Maybe
Wilbin's
first.
glowing.
right. Oh, Wilbin is glowing, but
Yes.
Wilbin
Mhm.
cannot see past that because he does not have dark vision, so he can only see
Mm.
based on the light coming off his
Yep.
noggin. So anyone who doesn't have dark vision would probably have to kind of go between the people that do. So.
I'm just holding on to Ellie's jacket.
Perfect.
So after what feels like over an hour of descent, you can feel your breath puffing out in little clouds before you and warmly passing across your skin. Your hands have gone ice cold from running them along the rock walls to keep yourself from stepping off the stairs too far forward. Your muscles ache from the repetitive motion of taking the steps at an angle for so long. Your feet long for solid ground, and your mind is stir-crazy with thoughts questioning this entire endeavor, this crazy task. How could this deep, dark stairwell lead to anything good? Why even bother? Couldn't you have run, left camp in the night, and abandoned the group? Perhaps you could find a way to avoid the searching gaze of the Majestic once she discovered your subversive decisions. She'd never know to look for you in... No, she must have been in every city by now. This escapade through the jungle and now underground has been just an easy distraction from the bigger matters at hand, no doubt happening across the continent at this point. Your mind snaps back to the present. What initially had been puffs of your breath in front of you has become a thick mist surrounding you. Each party member to your front and back has become obscured in this fog. You can still feel the wall behind you and hear the noises of your party, but your mind begins to race as the space around you that was already dangerously claustrophobic closes in further, weakening your vision until you are almost blind to your surroundings. Each person needs to roll a d8.
Yay.
Oh man.
7.
Okay.
1.
8.
Okay, now everyone who has rolled, subtract your Constitution modifier.
6.
That will be the damage that you take.
Cool.
The psychic damage.
Okay, for me that would be 1 minus.
Wait, what do we?
Man, I thought your 8s were good.
I know, I was like-
Subtract our constitution?
Yes, subtract the Constitution from the die number. So if you just ended up at 0, you're fine. Like it doesn't
Oh wow.
Or the one was really good.
So they rolled higher.
It gets worse. That
Right.
makes
Oh.
So if I
You
have
rolled for
negative
damage.
2,
So I
then
took
you don't do anything. Don't
Okay.
count.
7?
You don't
You
need to
did.
add anything.
so I rolled an 8,
Yeah.
but my Constitution is negative 2.
Yeah, so I'm not going to make you add to it to do that.
Oh, so
yeah,
her,
just stay
her
at
damage
eight.
is 8.
Yeah,
So if I have a +1, that's...
then that would be
7?
-1 for you technically, so 7.
That means Constitution.
Dang.
Should I roll for Wilbin?
I think she's doing
Oh,
it.
he's a +1 and he rolled a 6.
So he'd
No,
be,
sorry, a 5.
So he'd be 4 damage.
He'd be 4. Okay.
The mist licks at your face, and your mind again begins to drift off as you remember how you got here. How did the Majestic already know so much about you when you were captured and brought before her? What did she have to gain by sending some random adventurers toward this treasure when she must have better resources at her disposal? The sound of voices buzzing around your head draws your attention back. You blink your eyes hard, and when you open them, you only see a gray-white mist all around you. The voices are still there, but they're not the voices of your companions. You can still feel that your feet are on the ground, but they've stopped moving. You can still feel the cold, damp stone of the walls that you've been following down this far. You shut your eyes again and open them hoping for a different outcome. You shake your head hoping to slough off some of this fog, whether it be outside or inside your brain. The voices increase in volume, some whispering, some at almost a full scream. They laugh, giggle, scorn, question, deceive, yell, cry, and moan. Each person roll a d10 and subtract your con modifier.
Okay, wait, sorry. So we're going to our hit points?
Yes.
Okay.
I click your hit points. And
Okay,
then
so the last time, sorry,
was a
I'm still,
d8.
for Jeremy it was a 5, so he's a 6.
So then he would be 4. Because you said he had a +1 to his modifier. So subtract that one.
So he,
And
only
that's
4
damage.
But then I rolled an 8, so I have to subtract 8 from me.
Yes.
That's how that's working. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay.
So now it's a D10.
Two.
Yep. Now it's
2
a
pyramids with
Yep.
with a diamond.
That is D8 is the 2 pyramids.
Guys, we're gonna
left
die in the
behind.
depression
This
fog.
is the
D10 is also
kind of yeah.
sort of
it's a
pyramid,
little
but
bit
with
more
5
round, yeah.
5 return.
2.
So that
Just
would
1.
be 2 damage for me.
Okay.
And we subtract what?
The Constitution.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jeremy got 0
Oh.
That's a
So then
10
he's-
actually.
So he's actually healed for.
No. Oh, then that's a
0
10.
to
plus
10.
1.
The 0
Oh,
is a
0 is a
10.
10.
So then 9 damage for him.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
He's really letting the voices
Okay,
get
and
in.
I am another 8. I'm almost. This is
Okay.
bad, guys.
Do we realize the damage that we're taking?
Not really.
Okay. So it's not like I'm going like, hey guys, I can heal you or something like
Yeah.
that. We're not there.
And you're kind of in your own mind right now. You're
Yeah.
hardly even acknowledging the fact that you're still with people. You're just kind of on automation where you're keep going down the steps as you were, but you're just kind of staring, mid-center off in the distance.
Great.
And you're like,
Bran is also feeling this, or
No.
we wouldn't even know anyway.
well, you wouldn't know, but she is.
Would I have the wherewithal to be like, ask the bard for a tune kind of a thing?
She is
To lighten the
thinking
mood?
so loudly in her mind that, I mean,
Oh,
you guys are
yeah.
welcome to talk to each other and try to do that, but it won't keep you from taking damage. But you're welcome to ask for something if you want.
I haven't been taking a lot of damage. I could start singing dance chorus.
Oh, I'm dying. It's fine.
No. Where are you at?
Well, I'm 10 down.
I have 8.
You have 8
You have 8?
remaining?
8.
Oh,
Wow.
you shake your head harder. Do your friends hear
You
this?
have lower HP than I do.
In your panic, you notice that the fog below is somehow slightly illuminated with a warm glow. As you descend further, the glow grows, and a slight breeze can be felt. Some of the fog around you begins to swirl and move. Your mind clears a bit as you notice the mist lightening, and the space, and you and your friends around you are becoming visible again. Moving further down, the breeze picks up and chills you where the fog left your skin and clothing damp. The glowing light increases further, and you see below what looks like the bottom of this nearly endless shaft. Each person needs to roll a d6 and subtract their con modifier.
What's a D6 look like?
It's a regular dice.
Regular die.
Oh, wait, a cube.
Nice.
Fine.
0.
Nice. 0.
2 damage.
For once, your low rolls.
My
are-
lower rolls are helping us.
Let's see. Sorry.
If his was
3 and that his +1, so he's
See,
a 2.
2.
2
Yep.
damage.
I can't math today.
So I'm allowing your constitution to save you slightly. if it's high. Finally, you all come to the bottom, resting your feet on the floor of this stairwell. Before you is a large wooden door with a simple iron locking mechanism. This door seems abnormally thick, hewn from dense wood, unlike those you saw in the forest of Rodham. Intricate black iron straps reach out across the door from the hinges and add a bit of beauty to its otherwise simple design. Below the door, light beams from underneath. It seems a warm glow, although it does not give off any warmth. You can feel now that the breeze from earlier is slowly creeping from beneath this door. The breeze smells of damp yet fresh air. As you step around in this space at the bottom of the stairwell, your boots find debris and it crunches loudly underfoot.
What is this?
You can investigate to see
Yeah,
if you can
and
figure out what you're
honestly-
stepping on.
Also,
We
guys,
cannot see, or like we.
You
So
still
it's
are
the fog.
seeing, yeah, so there's still a little bit of fog down here, but it's not as dense as it was in the middle part.
10.
Okay, so you can tell that this is bones that you're stepping
Yeah,
knew that.
that's what I thought.
It looks like it's not just bone, like human bones. There are some in there, but there's some animal skeletons and whatnot kind of mixed into it. So just look around.
Real pleasant.
All right. So you are also looking around, and you turn, and as you turn, and right behind you, there's a skeleton looking right at you. So it kind of gives you a jump scare. But
Oh wait, was that investigation?
yes,
So 8 plus 2.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
you would have seen
Much
the same
difference,
thing
yeah.
one way or the other. He's not moving or talking or anything. He's
No,
just
sure.
empty sockets looking right at you.
Are we all for just breaking through this door and getting out of here? This place makes me feel terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Can we open the door? Can we?
So yeah, you can investigate the door to see if it's locked or
I'm gonna poke at the door. I got an 18.
a 19?
18.
18? Okay, she's
Poking
poking
at
at the door.
Let me in! I don't like it.
So
You
Ellie,
sure you don't want to lick the door?
I'm glary.
in the dark. Bora can barely see the glare.
Mhm.
So Ellie finds the doorknob and turns it. It's more like a lever type action. The door creaks open as it is heavy on its hinges and seldom seen any use, but it is unlocked. The presence of
Presents.
hold on.
Presents.
Oh, here, I forgot this part. Besides light and air movement from beneath the door, you can hear what sounds like faint music. It seems familiar to some of you as you've heard music like this before in the magical recordings of classical concerts, some pieces having bardic accompaniment. The tune escapes you at the moment, but seems like a song you've heard many times before. So the door creaks open, as it is heavy on its hinges and seldom seen use. The presence of the music becomes more obvious once past the door, and the breeze feels more constant against your skin. The light, although dim, causes your eyes to adjust in the moment, and before you is a hall lined with candlelit sconces flickering incessantly in the wind. And it's like similar to the sconce you saw where it's magical flames.
Are they all singing to each other?
Hello, little sconces.
No response.
Dang it!
The walls before you past this door are made of wooden panels fairly even in spacing and well constructed. A long carpet runs down the center of the hall and contains intricate scrolling details woven with bright blues and golds. Following the carpet runner, the long hallway contains various sized oil paintings of people unfamiliar to you.
Guys, this place is really
Any of
weird.
us?
So you can investigate the paintings. Would you like to do that?
History check or something. or-
Yeah, so do an investigation first.
Okay. 10 plus 2.
So it seems to be repeating portraits of a young girl who has dark hair, blue eyes, and fair skin, and a beautifully,
Same girl.
yes, over and over, but doing different things, kind of like family portraits and pictures.
If I also investigate with a 23, does that
Yeah.
give us more info?
Yes, so there's also pictured a beautiful young woman, strawberry blonde hair, green eyes. One portrait of the woman shows her in the uniform robes of one of the wizarding schools.
Hmm.
And either one of you actually would be the best people to know. You would know that this is the wizarding robes from the Institute of High Wizardry in Troughton, which is in Flaxire. And actually, I think in our last section, when we talked about Anton Pig being one of the headmasters, he was from a school from Carmichael, not from Flaxire. I think I spoke incorrectly. So there are 2 schools in Flaxire, which is where he is from, which is where actually you were from too. You're from the city, Franon City. So you're actually from there, and this school is right outside where you are. So you would recognize this.
You said which one?
The Institute of High Wizardry in Trofton. And so I did update our map.
Which is the one that I went to, or?
No, you went to Seraph's Academy of Spellcraft in Worthington, which is where you're from. So I did update our map on D&D Beyond, and it does show each of the 3 schools and where their location is.
Cool.
So you do
Wow.
realize that.
How do you
She
say-
realizes it before I do.
Yes. You would recognize that it's a
The-
Wizarding Road.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, you don't recognize her specifically. Alright. Do you guys continue on?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep walking down this weird hallway.
Are the portraits getting older?
No, they're just kind of scattered like different moments in time. And they're not really following like a trajectory or like a chronological format or anything. They're just kind of like, oh, there may be like a baby portrait, and then there's like, oh, this is her a little bit older, a few years older.
I bet
They're
that
not
this
moving.
person is going to be important later.
They're not moving. They're not Harry Potter-esque. They're not
I
moving.
think that other portrait was moving.
Yeah, he talked to us.
But if anybody else wants to make an investigation check, I can give you a couple more
Oh,
details.
maybe. Someone else may want to. I got a 7.
I got a 1. I'm confused as to where we are.
He's just staring at the sconces waiting for it to talk.
You're all like,
You can talk.
he's like poking at it.
I will mess with it. This is gonna be bad.
I will not take this this rudeness. Ignoring me.
I got 5.
All right, so
Logan got 17.
all right. Okay, so with you guys' combined numbers, you do notice that the little girl does not seem to age above about 4 or 5 in these
Oh.
pictures.
Oh,
So
it's 4 or
she-
5 and she's wearing a
She's
wizard
real
robe.
No, the older woman is wearing a robe.
Oh,
So there's a little girl,
okay.
dark hair, blue eyes, and then there's a young woman, but not like teenage age. She's an adult, and she's one of the strawberry blonde hair.
They are different people.
They are different people, and in several of the portraits,
But
they are
you wouldn't
together.
Together, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know that.
No.
No.
No, but you're like, oh, this is,
Why are there 2 of the same person in that?
these pieces of wood are really nicely made. Those looks good. He's checking the craftsmanship of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, following the carpet runner, you find that the hall comes to an end. The music is growing louder, and you begin to hear a voice. The voice seems to be arguing with someone, exclaiming loudly in bursts. Stepping out further beyond the end of the walls, you find in front of you an enormous cavern, opening up to soaring ceilings, seemingly hewn from the interior of this immense mountain. Far to the right of this cavern is an impossibly large hole to the exterior. Daylight filters in through a rush of water outside the cave. A waterfall forcefully spills down the outside of Mount Rayloon, just on the other side of this cave wall, covering the exterior entrance to this cave behind a wall of water. So that's where kind of the mist and the air flow and whatnot is coming from. Lining the walls of this subterranean cavity are what look like well-built wooden scaffolding, ramps, ladders connecting walkways, stairs to decks that serve as makeshift rooms, awnings that cover sitting areas. Bookcases cover much of the wall space and are lined with hundreds of books, artifacts, curious items, alchemical gear, unknown material in jars, glass cloches covering unidentifiable objects. All around the cavern, magical flames of ever-burning candles flicker in the waterfall's airflow, casting shadows in every direction that dance and shift. Along the far wall of this grotto is a large mechanical contraption unlike anything you've seen, even in the bigger cities like Columbia and Franon City. This device sits upon multiple level platforms. Huge tanks of milky white liquid seem to bubble and move. Tubes of various sizes swirl around the machine, connecting in different places, and seem to move glowing purple liquid around to different holding tanks. Dials, buttons, levers, toggles, and switches cover many panels across scattered locations surrounding the machine. Between the mystifying machine and the waterfall on the floor of the cave is what looks like an enormous pile of skins, leathers, or shriveled creature pelts. Some parts of the pile look scaled with thick plated hide. Some are worn and closer to a soft leather. In several places, the pelts lay over each other, covering other parts. The entire pile moves slightly every few seconds. Scattered around the pile in places are corpses of what seem to be horses on many levels of decay. Some skeletal, some missing limbs, some missing entire halves or large sections of their body. The voice that you heard previously rings out now and again, still unacknowledging your presence.
Hello?
No, that's still not it. Could be a measure of no.
You didn't understand. My stealth is -3.
As you come further into
Negative
this huge room, at the very far end, you can see a humanoid male wearing long flowing robes with his back turned to you. He seems to be searching through books from one section of a well-stocked library area of the multi-level scaffolding. He stands on a floating, glowing blue disc that appears magical in nature. He has short-cut hair, which at one time must have been mostly dark brown, but is now salt and pepper gray, now with more silver than brown. What if next time we tried? No, I already tried that. The man clears his throat and turns to face the direction the party entered from. He looks down from where he hovers on the second level. His eyes are a piercing blue, and they strike you even from this distance. Oh, hello. I was wondering when you all would get here.
Who are you?
Who? What?
Does he look like George Clooney?
Kinda. Like back when George Clooney was like,
Good looking.
yeah. like Batman Forever George Clooney.
Ah.
So does he
I
have
was
does
kinda
he have
like-
nipples on his laptop?
Always.
Obviously. Don't ask dumb
That's
questions.
one of my favorite movies. I love that. That was a solid reference. Oh, this print out is
So we've got a bad scientist situation.
Sir.
Batman Forever.
That's Falcon, isn't it?
Batman Forever is
You mean
about Batman.
Batman.
Batman and
Batman.
Robin.
and Robin.
Batman.
Batman and Robin.
Those are both
My favorite.
my favorites.
Some George Clooney done that was like.
Because they couldn't move their head. Yeah.
It started with Val Cover. He could not. Yeah. Anyway,
Falcon wasn't sure what we'll be using either.
you guys took a while to get here, but welcome.
Thank
Are you Aeyru?
Oh, what?
Are you Aeyru?
No.
This is her temple, right? Or
At one time, yes. It
Their
was her
temple?
temple. Yeah. Above was her temple. Down here, this is my
Are you a
main
priest
now.
or something?
No. I've been here for a while now, but this was not originally my space.
You said you were expecting us?
I knew you were here.
Did the sconce tell you?
This constant me.
Dang it, not the sconce! I thought we could
Well,
trust her!
She's
I
the
mean-
only one we left alone.
No, we were all the
Oh,
same.
we did everything with her?
Oh, yeah, total stuff.
I can see through their eyes. I know when people are coming.
Oh, that's reassuring.
I know. I knew you were coming. Although I'm a little confused. Why are you in the temple? Because you don't seem like the common adventurers or pilgrims that I've seen fail the trials before.
But we haven't failed the trials, so that would tell you that we're pretty uncommon.
Yes. But why are you here? Like, have you come to see me, or are you just?
Well, I don't think any of us knew that you were here, so.
Are
Did,
you-
did anybody know that there was this guy down here?
Nope.
Did
No.
anybody?
As far as I know, no one knows I'm here. So.
We're common worshippers here to do some obeisance to Aeyru,
Oh, all right. Okay. Well,
as usual.
Yes,
sorry
totally
the treasure
unusual.
is gone, but that is what you were supposed to find at the end of the trials, but you weren't really supposed to
Inside
make it down
check.
this far.
Is it gone, or is it? Are you doing an inside check?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm also gonna stare at him suspiciously.
Just squinty eyes from below
Squinty
your
eyes.
half laugh.
I got a whole entire 4.
Wait. Do I have anything to add to it?
You probably do.
What is it?
Insight.
Investigation?
Investigation, I think, is what or perception.
Perception.
So it's probably wisdom.
I got an 8.
Okay.
So
So you can believe that he's telling you the truth. The treasure is gone, but what he's not telling you is that he used that treasure to create some of these objects that are in that you have met that are here. So some of the objects you encountered may have been parts of that treasure.
While they're all talking, I kind of wander off, just look at the books.
Look at what?
The books.
Okay.
I'm kind of just. Is there
So
anything
you
that?
have to walk all the way across the cavern to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm very fine with music. clomping over.
All right, that's fine.
Very fun.
He would say, "You're welcome to peruse. Let me know if you find anything interesting."
So, what are you doing down here?
Well, I mean, my business is my own, but this is my shop, my lair, my abode. I mean, this is my area now. I just knew no one would come here. and-
Well, obviously somebody came
well,
here.
it's
So
you know, a little odd. I mean, I've been here for I believe about 5 years now, and there's been no one come through before. As far as I know.
Do you eat horses?
No, I no.
yeah, what's going on
Yeah,
with the
what's with ours?
what's with the
So as you say
Situation.
that, you see that the large pile begins to move.
I really
a
don't
lot
like it.
more. And as it begins to move, you can see that something is coming out from underneath it, and what looks like the pile, something long and large kind of snakes out from under it, and Quill would immediately recognize that this is a very large dragon.
Oh!
So it seems to be a bronze dragon.
Oh.
It seems to be an adult. It seems to be malnourished, not
what you doing to
not
this
fully healthy. But you can also see that rotating around its kind of muzzle area seems to be an arcane lock or spell or something that keeps it from being able to speak with you.
So I actually fight the urge to like bow because it's like ingrained in me. And I've left that behind, but I actually like almost genuflect right at first because I've seen actually a dragon. Okay.
And the dragon sees this and notices this in you, and that causes it to shake itself out from under this mound of furs and whatnot, and actually turn itself to you and look at you and acknowledge you, but remain kind of seated. But now it is fully uncovered. You can see its wings, its back, the rest of its body, and it is a full adult bronze dragon.
I'm not pleased with this situation. I just would like everyone to be aware.
Can I get an idea of
Everyone?
the size of
Everyone?
this dragon?
Yeah, so
To be aware.
an adult bronze dragon would be probably about 40 feet long from nose to tail.
Large.
And, pretty big. So it takes up a large, and it's
It's a
sitting.
big cavern.
It's a big cavern. It
Is he full size?
Yes.
Yes.
He's just malnourished, so he looks a little bit like he's not.
Scrawny, but
Not
he's
healthy.
he's not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steel style.
Okay. Cool.
Now you got the cool
Cool.
picture.
Cool.
So
cool,
the
cool,
dragon
Cool.
acknowledges you and recognizes you, but doesn't move other than to present itself, make itself known.
So is he your buddy or
He is,
what you doing?
He
I'm just real curious.
He came here with me. I brought him here. He's supposed to be here.
And I'm like fighting back rage. I'm like really, yeah. Because again, so there's the conflict in Quill of he doesn't worship them, but he grew up worshiping them and has reverence for it. He still does have, I think, reverence for them, but is not. He's real mad right now at what's going on. And so, yeah, I yell like, "What did you do to him?"
He and I are working together for a purpose.
It doesn't seem like he's real happy to be muzzled like this.
Well,
It is a dragon.
when I came across him originally, he needed my help, and he offered that he would come with me and help me if I helped him. So I helped free him from where he was before, but he is helping me in my endeavors.
How's he helping you right now?
I cannot give you the full details on what.
Insight.
If I were to,
Is the milky substance?
Yeah. What's
Is that like?
So it's kind of grouping and moving. There's kind of some movement to those tanks, but it's very much as if you're looking into frosted glass. Like you can't see into it, but it is translucent in the way that you can see that within the center of each of those tanks there is a shadow of something. There is something inside them.
I got a 13.
A 13 on insight. So with 13 on insight, you would know he is telling you the truth. that he freed this dragon from some issue he was having, and the dragon came with him willingly to be here.
I think he's telling the truth, Quill.
Do you have a name?
My name is Phaedron. So you
Sounds kind of familiar. Maybe. Don't remember.
you know of me? So you've heard that name before. It would be one of those things like, okay, that's really familiar. Where have I heard that before? And maybe as other people are talking, you're kind of remembering parts of the story.
And how long has it been? I don't remember.
So it's been about 25 years since he went missing and left this plane.
Wait, is this the one that the upstairs guy was talking about?
Upstairs guy.
The
Pig.
Anton Pig.
What did the upstairs
Maybe.
guy
Yeah.
say?
What did he say? He said something about.
Someone went missing.
I don't remember who's.
Wasn't it
said
him who went
this.
missing? Was it? It was that Anton Pig went missing.
Yeah. This is not him.
So you could reveal who you are and what you do, and maybe it will make
Wait, what?
TBD. You seem to know something about
What
this
is
guy. What's going on?
happening?
What's going on?
Are they
Your
having
face is
some
making
kind of
movements.
do that cheating again.
He's doing that twitchy thing. He knows something.
I don't know what I can say.
The truth.
With him right
Don't
here.
worry. You can tell us everything.
So was not a good guy.
Like what? Murdering babies or what?
Huddle up.
I'm not
And,
listening.
yeah. Phaedron is not listening, right?
No, he can hear you.
We're standing right in front of
But
him.
you think he can't hear you, so go on. Speak as though you think he can't hear you.
He has something on me.
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
It's more what he did, what he manipulated me.
Murder. He did kill his
Not murder,
parents.
not murder.
I knew it.
Does that have anything to
Am
do?
I understanding correctly?
You're doing fine.
Does that have anything to do with this dragon?
No, I don't know about that dragon.
Okay. So
And
How
I
do
know
we
that
proceed?
he's trying to get what he wants. And I don't really know what that is.
What are we in here trying to do?
My pal, my dude.
Try to pass
So
through
so
this
Yeah.
so we just need to
We're
kind of
exits.
keep
That's
on
what I
our
was just gonna
way.
ask.
Not that you can see.
We're on our way through this room. You know, just don't worry about us. We'll just continue going in a direction. Have a
You're
great
welcome
day.
to look
'Cause-
for the exit.
because the treasure was here, correct?
It was.
So we are headed in the right direction for our ultimate original goal.
Right.
Wait,
Did you say you had converted the treasure into stuff that we see around us?
I didn't specifically say that, but you could extrapolate that from what I've told you. I mean, I do. The imprints that you met upstairs are my creation. They work for me.
Are you gonna turn me into a chair?
Would you like to be a chair?
No, I'm just
not a
I'm
chair.
just concerned. You've got vats of bubbling goo. I think you're probably growing something. I don't like it.
That
I don't
is-
want to be a chair.
I'd also like
And
to
you
hear
somehow
from the dragon himself.
coerced the
Let's
dragon as
have
well.
The dragon and I speak telepathically. You cannot speak to him.
Is that because he's got a muzzle on?
Yes.
Gatekeep girl boss.
He cannot speak audibly as I do.
Can I? Is there any?
Don't do something dumb. Don't.
I'm okay.
Don't do it.
I won't do anything dumb without letting you guys know.
Sure you are.
Okay.
Can I do an Arcana check, or is that the right check to, like, what is this muzzle that's on him?
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Holy dangle. 14.
This was two different ones that I made, and I was like,
Seriously?
yeah. So you can like choose all of the noises that
It's
you're
such a
hearing, and
And
the
you can
sounds,
mix them.
and you can, I could even add in things like Explosions. But that did not happen. That was just
Whoa!
anyway.
I knew it.
It's just RPG soundboard or something like that. It's free and awesome. Well, I mean, I think I paid for the one that unlocks everything. It was like $15. That
Bro,
was-
and it's lifetime unlocked.
Yeah.
I bought it too
It's
last time.
awesome.
Mm.
It's awesome, and it is really flexible. But like, you can do little like adding and stirring noises. You know,
Mhm.
there's a bunch of different things you can adding and
Oh,
stirring.
nice.
You know,
Will,
fun things.
you okay, Will?
Yeah.
So anyway, you would suspect by looking at this that it's probably just the wind blowing stuff around. Might not be the kids.
It's Jeremy.
That the dragon seems to be restrained around his muzzle, and what seems to be a magical restraint, like magical manacles, on his forelegs. And you could suspect that being, like, you can see arcane symbols and whatnot, the swirl kind of in between them, but for the most part, they glow, not the symbols themselves. The symbols themselves glow like a light blue color, but the actual swirling magic that kind of creates this visual for the muzzle and manacles is purple.
Purple magic again.
Who's that to spell magic? I think Ideen does. No?
I don't think any of you.
Mm-mm.
No, we got a scroll.
Oh, we got a scroll, yeah.
That's what it was. I was like, I knew it just came up.
I also have a stone.
Yeah, so that one is the one that tells you if different magical properties are present. So, or different, like a
Mhm.
lie and something else and
That's right.
traps, something.
Okay. Oh, that's not helpful.
So
Just one
it's a one-use thing.
thing.
I'm just gonna say,
We could.
I don't
use
think.
it on the muzzle.
But if you guys
But
are,
do we
if you
really
guys
want
are
to
plotting,
free
then
a-
they need to be audibly plotting
Right,
with each
yeah,
other
yeah.
in front of this person that you're talking to.
I know.
I go up there and I start chatting with him about the machine.
So let me tell you yours real quick. It's the one where you can activate the gem in the middle. Red if lie is told, purple if there's a magical illusion, blue if there's something invisible, and green if there's a shape changer within range.
Okay.
So you could silently activate this on your own to kind of
Get a read for what's happening.
Yeah. And it stays that way for 10 minutes.
Oh.
And it is only effective if the effects occur within 30 feet of it.
Could you, I'm so sorry, repeat one more time? Red is.
Red is if a lie is told.
Okay.
Purple is if there's a magical illusion. Blue if something is invisible. And green for a shape changer.
Can I walk towards him and start to like chat him up kind of about his machine? Like, this is so interesting. Could you tell me how it works? And then I take my like rub it or do whatever and activate this.
Okay. So, he would begin to tell you maybe a few details on it, but he's not going to explain exactly what it does, being that he doesn't know if
He's
he can
being
fully
real
trust
cagey.
you guys. But he is interested that you're interested in it. Do you have any arcane knowledge yourself? Are you a wizard or?
I mean, I love things that work. I love when devices are put together. I mean, this has a lot of things going on. It looks like I love it. I love you just playing.
Yeah,
it's doing.
I've been
Especially
working on
the
it.
purple stuff. I love purple. It's amazing. So
Yeah, purple's a great color.
Yeah.
So while
Yeah,
they're
really, really
talking
awesome
to
color.
her, I'm like,
Um,
I kind of just reach in and like catch your eye on like the scroll. 'Cause
So-
there's a scroll you had, right? The one-time use
You have the.
this whole magic, and then I'm like,
So
Looking over at
he's
the
over
dragon.
there. He's going to tell you that
Does he chuck it
the
over?
purple
I don't know.
magic or the
Throw
purple
this,
goop
does
that
he?
you
no, I'm
see
just.
flowing
Do you
through
have
the
to?
things
What do you have to do? You have to
is
read it?
something that he has encountered and that it helps power this machine.
no way.
So
Now, was that like purple goop stuff's coming from like this mountain, this area,
so
coming
I've
from a
been
person?
down
From
into the Ebonnacht a couple times,
Oh,
and
interesting.
found a few places where I could encounter this, but each time I've gone down there, it's been very challenging. I've kind of left within an inch of my life and just been like, I don't think I can go down there again.
That means
It's-
you've been down there at all.
Yeah, there's a lot going on down there. A lot of different kinds of monsters. There's
yeah, well, I
the-
mean, if you could tell us anything about that direction, because that's kind of where we're heading. So, you know, give us
there's-
a little insight.
Well, there's different large, pretty dangerous creatures. There
Okay.
are the drow people.
Right.
They're not really excited to have anyone else down there, and you can see that Bryn is kind of nervous about him talking about these things, but
Mhm.
also interested. Let's see here.
Do I recognize him? And
So you
should
would
I
not have
roll a check?
actually seen him, but you would recognize his name, and it would
Yeah.
start occurring to you that you had heard the name before. And
And he's bad. Like, for what you recognize. I guess we haven't talked about this yet.
that's
Yeah,
what
we
I
haven't- we
say.
haven't
You could
talked
do an
about it
insight
yet.
check on him.
Should I do an insight check on him to see if he recognizes me?
Yes, you could.
Okay. 7 plus 5. Not very interesting.
You could suspect that he does know something about you, but isn't saying anything. So if you wanted to learn more,
Yeah.
you would have to find a way to get that information out
Yeah.
of him.
So, are you a wizard? You're a wizard.
I am, yes.
He's been to the Ebonnacht and he works with purple
Watch out.
glue. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What school do you
You've
go
heard
to?
Purple Blue a couple times.
Well, I suppose you've probably heard of me. If you are a wizard, you've probably heard of me. I am infamous in a way.
That means he's really famous.
So famous.
Super famous.
I was at one time the headmaster of the Institute of High Wizardry in Trough. Yes, you've probably heard of me. I had been there. So now you will know that that confirms the story that you remember. And so a short synopsis of the story that you remember is that he had become the headmaster and they had eventually discovered that he was actually a sorcerer and had lied about being a sorcerer.
What?
Now sorcerers are born with magic powers.
He lied. Did her gem light up when he said
Oh
he was a
yeah,
wizard?
my gem.
No, because he was a wizard. Because you can learn
could
to
be
become
both.
a wizard. So no, that was not a lie. But he's not telling you the entire story. So the entire story is he was born a sorcerer, had powers, hid his powers for many, many years, and became the headmaster to further his powers. He wanted to learn how to be a wizard, and he wanted to get better at these things and learn how to do this. Not so much for bad means. He just really wanted to be, yes, I love learning, I love magic, I really want to be good at this. But when they found out that he'd been lying, they banished him. Yes, he was able to hide his magical abilities from his parents, and once he was old enough, he joined the Institute, and his secret powers gave him an unfair advantage in school, and that's how he was able to become the headmaster. And he was very good at it, and the opportunity opened up new avenues of learning. He absorbed it all as much as he could, and he wanted to become the best wizard in history. Like, he just wanted to be really good at this. There's other parts of the story I don't need to tell you about. And
But how do you go bad?
so what ended up happening, I guess I do have to tell you that. It would be better if you guys somehow pulled this information.
Yeah.
It could have something to do with the paintings on the wall that you guys can see.
Yeah. You recognize
Yeah.
the robes.
Yeah, so when we were walking in, after that horrible, nasty pit, that, just, shattered my soul a little bit. I don't know if that was something that you put in place or if that's just something that's magically occurring in this, place. We don't need to talk about it, that's fine. But, when we were coming in, there was some portraits on the walls. Do you know who? I'm real curious because they looked. One of the ladies was wearing a robe that looked really familiar. So I don't know.
Yes,
Tell me about that. I'm curious. Just curious.
Those are images very dear to me. That is my
Oh,
wife
is
and
that
my
a
daughter.
girlfriend?
It's my wife and my
Oh,
daughter.
that's cute. Yeah, where's she at?
They passed away.
Oh wow, interesting. It's so sad, so tragic. So tragic. Was that something that you had a part in, or was that accident? Like, just,
Oh, 16 on an insight check. Is that what that was? Okay, so you would know that he is telling the truth. That is his wife and his daughter. He did not directly kill them, but he caused it in the way of, and I'm not sure he would specifically tell you the details of it, but his daughter, so his wife, when he met her, she was a teacher at the school, and they fell in love.
This should
And
tell me.
so he's going to tell you bits and pieces of this, but he's not going to tell you all of this. But it's just helpful for you guys to know these things. I'm not sure exactly how he would tell you these things, so it's helpful for
I'm
me.
very, charismatic, and
Yes.
people just tell me things. So, you can tell me. I'm very trustworthy.
When he and his wife fell in love with each other, he revealed to her that he was a sorcerer. She agreed to keep a secret. And when they had a daughter, his daughter was also born with magical powers.
Wow, good for her.
He forced her to keep it secret so that his secret was not revealed. And she became about 4 years old and still had these magical powers. He was helping her learn how to use them, teaching her how to be a good sorceress and maybe some wizardry type things. But she ended up accidentally catching the house on fire and burning it down with her and her mother in it while he was at school working. So they passed away
horrible.
because they were trying to hide secrets that this little girl was a sorceress, and she lost control of her powers and killed both of them.
This is like maybe a story that.
Ellie's just like
Have
crying,
you
just a little
known
tiny
already?
bit.
You and Ellie would kind of know these stories. She would know the stories from being a local in that town when she was not there when this had happened.
Bards love tragedy.
Exactly. So you may have heard songs about it
Chef's
in the
kiss.
past. But you yourself would have heard most, if not all, of this story. So everyone else does not know the specific details of it, but the two of you would know those things. So he would be telling you that his wife and daughter passed away tragically.
Tragically.
He would tell you
Love a
that,
tragedy.
it happened while he was away at the school. So that is his way of telling you that he is not responsible for that. But it's one of those things where you could be like, oh, but you are responsible because he forced you to keep a secret. And so it was hidden as an accident that this happened accidentally. But what ended up happening is that after this tragedy happened, he had to keep working at the school and working through this. And he ended up becoming more depressed and a little bit crazy from all this happening. Not like insane crazy, but he was under immense guilt and sadness, and he began to shirk his responsibilities as headmaster. And as soon as his eligibility for the position was being questioned by the board of the High Strategos, on advice from the board, the Summoner Prime, who is like the tip-top wizard dude who makes all the decisions for the wizardry community, he called for his removal as headmaster. And upon receiving the news of his impending removal, Phaedron lashed out and retaliated with powerful magic, ousting himself as a sorcerer, so that's when they all figured out, oh, he's actually a sorcerer and a wizard. Oh, great. Born with innate magical abilities. His retaliation and subsequent removal resulted in the Institute being nearly entirely destroyed, causing several deaths, multiple teachers, and a couple students. Phaedron was then disavowed by the Summoner Prime and any and all wizarding guilds, schools, and associations, and banished from Croak altogether. So when he did that, he actually
25.
so he actually left this plane entirely and just went somewhere else. So he has his reasons for coming back, which you don't know yet. I don't know what they're all carrying in their little bowls, but they all seem very happy.
Sugar-free donut.
Oh, sorry. That's why they'll seem very happy about it. It's cute. So,
Interesting.
That's a very sad story. I'm sorry about that.
I miss them immensely.
Yeah, but what brings you back
So
to
much you'd wanna
this
bring it
cafe?
back if you could.
Of course, yes, I would. If I had the opportunity, I would do anything to bring them back.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we can't see any exits right now.
that what this device is for? Bring back the dead?
That is my hope. But I have come across some issues with this sanguis, this purple magic, as you call it. Sanguis. So I have, like I said before, I have gone down into the Ebonnacht. I have retrieved some of this, but each time I've gone down there, it has become harder and harder for me to get some of this without getting killed by everything that's down there. If you would be willing to help me get more of this, I would open the passage for you and let you all go. Show you the way.
And if we don't,
You have anything else for us other than just letting us through to do your bidding?
I'll let you keep anything that you found in the maze or on the way here. Because, you know, many of the things that you came across and found up there were my imprints. Some of them alive, many of them did their job. They kept silent, they didn't say anything. Some
Are
of
you saying
them,
those are real people that you've enchanted? The little sconce was a real person?
at one time,
The little tiny shield that was like obviously a child.
at one time. Yes.
At one time, that's
Well,
real cagey of you, sir.
They are helping me, and I
Willingly?
promised to return them.
So they could be returned.
Yes.
I don't know. It seems like the things that are in league with you, like this dragon here and the sconce and the shield, they end up being very happy.
And the bookshelf and the chair.
Maybe in the meantime.
And
but
that rug.
Once they've done the jobs
The
that
rug
I've
stuff.
sent them to do,
That's
then
true.
they will be.
All I know, bronze dragons are good. They're good. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be held like this. And I don't think one would.
Then you've not
Ask
heard
me.
of Veronix?
That doesn't matter.
Not all dragons are good, my friend.
I don't know.
They were not created equal.
Who is this?
Veronix? So Quill would know from his studies. Veronix is the dragon of darkness.
But bronze?
No.
No, bronze dragons usually are good. That's all.
Yes, right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
bronze are typically fine.
Yeah.
Most of like copper dragons, bronze dragons are typically the ones that are more good
Lawful
on the good
goodish.
side. Yeah, but then the ones like gold
Oh yeah, not all of them.
and silver are kind of wacky.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, that's what I mean. Bronze dragons are like shouldn't be.
Right.
They are good. They shouldn't
Right.
be kept like this.
That is why I promised to let him go once he is done helping me with this.
How's he helping?
He is providing me with some of the magical power that I need to power this machine.
so our options are die or
Help
Help
you
you.
acquire more weird purple goo magic to potentially, if I'm just putting two and two together. You're trying to do some necromancy here, and that's real sketch. Like, no offense. That's just, I'm sorry. I'm really
I just
sorry.
want my family back.
I can relate to that. I can relate. I totally get it.
Have you lost those
We've
close to
all lost.
Honey,
people
honey,
here.
honey. I'm alone. It's fine. I carry
I've been
this
alone
sadness.
for decades.
We all sad. We all in the sad boat. We all can all sit in the sad boat and be sad about it. Or you know
my
what?
parents are.
See, you can relate. You can relate. But it's just, I don't think that, death magic is a great idea. And I'm not entirely sure, like, we're already, as a party, I think we can all agree, we have got ourselves in a little bit of a mess on the old, owing people who are a little higher powered than us some things that maybe they're holding over our
Who
heads.
are you owing?
Oh, you don't need to worry about it, sir. However, I don't know if we can help you. I I don't think that
You
I
all
don't-
seem very capable. You made
Oh.
it down here through the trials. You
physically we could.
Mentally,
Emotionally,
emotionally.
I don't think we can.
So then, why were you trying to pass through this space?
We were looking for the treasure that was here.
No.
The reasons
The
are our
treasure
own.
That was here was
Oh, we were looking for a portal. Wait,
yes.
yeah.
That leads to treasure.
That leads to treasure.
Yes.
So the treasure that he was speaking about is a treasure that was at the end of the trials of the Paragon, which was meant for the pilgrims that come to
To the
worship
temple,
Aeyru
right.
who want to prove themselves.
We were looking
Which
for a
is what I
portal to
told
get to
them
the
to do.
treasure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys were told by the Ven people that
That's
if
right.
you went down through this, there would be a passage to the Ebonnacht,
Yeah.
which is where you need to get to.
Right.
Right.
So you were not specifically looking for the treasure that was here. It was kind of like, hey, if it's there.
There might have been some nice treasure here
Yeah.
for us. But
Yeah.
So can't we just tell him that
We're just passing through.
gonna go to where he wants us to?
But
go
why would you
already?
want to go to the Ebonnacht? It's
I'd like to tell you we
Did
owe
we say
people
that?
things.
no, what do you owe them? What are you looking for that's down there that you can't get on the surface?
Well, stuff, things, specific things,
Well,
portals.
Clearly, there's stuff and
Portal
things
and
here,
treasure.
many things.
Portals and treasure.
Portals and treasure. The Primal Portal?
Maybe.
Possibly.
I've heard of that. I don't think it's real.
Have you seen it?
No. I've been down to the Ebonnacht multiple times. I haven't been through the entirety of it, but I have not encountered a portal while down there.
Inside check.
Okay.
Is my stone is kind of like
The stone, yeah.
an active.
So he is not lying.
He is not lying.
He is not lying. He believes that it is an old wives'
You
tale.
guys, how are we leaving?
I want to free a dragon and have this dragon eat this guy, and then we figure out what else happens.
But the dragon is weak.
Yeah, and
No.
the dragon.
Mm.
This seems like a very complicated relationship.
I'm
just gonna be honest.
I'm gonna say the dragon will reward us for helping him. It's gonna happen.
I don't know. The last time we had encountered a dragon, it was a tragedy.
Yeah, that was a crystal dragon. Those are jerks.
But it was a tragedy. It
Over
was
there.
sad.
Actually.
Oh, right, really?
It was sad.
But you got an egg from it, right?
And I stole her child.
That's not her child.
It's her his niece.
Are we having a little powwow? We all know.
Yeah.
We're talking. Do you want to
What
be
if
this guy?
we free the dragon and the dragon attacks us?
Right, that's
I mean,
my
probably-
concern.
Probably wouldn't. What if the?
I don't think.
What if this guy doesn't like that we do that? I mean,
He's not
do
gonna
that.
like-
What if
exactly.
he fights us?
Then we have a dragon on our side.
Is there anything
I
else?
say I trust
stopping the
you
dragon
guys
from
whatever you decide to do.
attacking this guy?
I leave the puddle and I go talk to him while they're huddled.
I don't know. I might be able to convince him. I don't know. I can try.
Okay. I'm just curious if I change this little dial right here and I reach towards the machine.
He would stop you, and he would say, "That's."
How does he stop me?
He would grab your hand and remove it from that, and say, "I would not. These are very precise adjustments that I've been working on for."
I want him to arm wrestle Bora.
I would. Please don't. This is extremely important to me. This is my life's work right now at this point, and this is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't. Please
Fair,
don't.
fair,
Please don't touch. Keep your hands to yourself.
But really, I mean, is
Bora rages.
I would like to rage. I would like to rage.
He just grabbed your hand and removed it. There was no slapping.
yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I can open the way for you guys to go, but if you agree to go.
Yeah, we're not having necromancy though, right?
That's the issue.
I feel like we don't have much of a line.
Necromancy.
But necromancy might
He
should
just
do
wants
that.
to
though.
bring his family back. He's not doing
Yeah,
Yeah.
but bring his family back
Trying
in exchange
necromancy.
for
Is it though?
for turning things into other things and
But he's
changing
going to
dragon
send
now.
them all back the way they were. They all get to go back to it, and
Look,
Yeah, I don't think that makes his
it's
current
not bad.
actions very acceptable.
So these people that you turned into objects, do they have family that's missing them?
Probably. Many of them have been
All right,
Battle.
hit him.
with me.
Do it now.
for-
Just hit him.
I think I'm going to.
Either
So
that or
they've
let's
lost
move on
decades
to
of
whatever he
memory.
wants us to do. Let's
Yeah.
get to it.
I say, let's free this dragon and we'll figure it out later.
Are you gonna do that?
You got to spell magic.
I'll have to spell magic that can take up its muzzle, but I don't know if there's anything else stopping it.
If it works. There's
If
no
it works.
guarantee that the scroll will work. It is based on your Arcana roll.
Oh.
Oh, crap.
It is not a guarantee.
Not my Arcana roll.
It
Although
is-
that's
it
one of my
is whoever
proficiencies.
is wielding it, it has to be someone who has that spell available to them at some point, even if they don't currently have that spell
What?
in their. So
Oh.
it would have to be
Oh,
wielded
really?
by
Has to
a
be a
wizard
wizard
or someone who has that dispel magic available to them eventually. I
So,
believe.
what if we decide to say yes to what happens next?
I would give you an object that you would take with you to retrieve as much of this sanguis as that you can find, that you can come across. And the next time you can bring it back to me, I would be extremely
I
grateful.
mean, we have to go through this whole thing again on the whole weird tunnel with the bones and.
No. You could come back up through the Ebonnacht, or I could give you the location of my teleportation path.
And with all due respect, how do you know we're gonna do what you want us to do after these things?
I don't.
But you're gonna show us where we.
I would make you able to get to your next task, whatever it is you've been tasked to do.
Are you saying you'd send us down to the Ebonnacht yourself?
I will make the doorway available to you.
You guys, I'm all for saving dragons, but this is
Maybe
the
on the way
ends
back.
to the mean that we want. And if we do what he wants, maybe he'll release a dragon. We don't have to fight and kill this guy.
And he doesn't have a dip. He's not gonna give us a dip.
Give us a tip.
I had considered something like that. I was like, ah, they have two now! No, there's no dip. But dip is still around. It still knows.
I don't know.
Hey, Dip, what do you think we should do?
There's nothing.
Hey,
If you guys don't want to free this dragon,
You're doing it on your own?
I can't. I mean, I have the ability to wield that thing because I dispel magic. I assume you do too.
I think, yeah, either one of you should be able to wield it, but you would still have to do a
Do
high
I
level.
have the scroll?
You have it physically.
Okay,
with you.
I thought so. I don't have it in my inventory,
I
so I
didn't
don't
put
know.
any, it's been less than a week, I haven't.
If I have proficiency, what does that? What does proficiency mean?
It means you can add your proficiency modifier to your Arcana roll to wield it, if
Okay.
you were to use that.
Okay.
But the dragon does have magic on its muzzle and on its arms, its forearms.
And then what are we doing with this dragon? Well, we got a new pet?
It's free.
Free.
One does not keep a
Yeah.
dragon as a pet. It's not in like a radius. It's like a bubble of dispel magic. It is on a thing.
It is
It's on
a
a
single target.
an effect. One creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target.
You don't know what.
What
We
level
don't
it
know
is
what
either.
it is, because he's probably a
The odds are
pretty
stacked against
strong
us.
sorcerer. What's that?
I just don't want to make a deal with a necromancer. That's my biggest
Yeah.
like issue at the moment.
Even a deal we don't.
He's not
He's
yet.
not gonna
don't plan to
check on
So, I guess that's true. That's true. But I vow. Here and now,
Okay.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll come back and
Yeah.
free this dragon.
Alright.
Let's get out of here.
So you accept the terms.
Is this a binding? Is there any way for us to detect if this is a binding magical
All
contract?
it is I will give you an object to take with you, and I will show you the door.
Cool.
I
And
don't-
you will bring me back purple magic.
I'm gonna roll
At
dice
some
just
point.
to see how I feel.
I
Is that
can.
what you're giving us?
I will tell you what it is once you have accepted.
Can I, just for kicks and giggles, can I do an Arcana check on the muzzle or on any of that and see what level it is?
Yeah, you
Like,
have to
can I
roll
s-
pretty high to
Didn't
know.
you already do an Arcana
You
check
did
on
an
it?
Arcana check on it to kind of see its functionality.
Yeah.
You didn't really check to see.
Yeah.
know high enough.
Like 19.
5. It's fine.
This guy is very powerful.
Yeah.
He is a sorcerer who
Yeah.
has wielded magic his entire life,
Yeah.
and he is one of the higher level wizards.
I don't like this. I mean, I'll be honest. I left where I was because I don't want to be beholden to anybody, and we're already beholden to the majestic, whatever. I don't like this, but I don't see another way out.
I will say this
I mean,
is
we
one of
either
the
get in a
times.
fight with a very high-powered, high-level wizard sorcerer guy, or we.
How about I
Say
sweeten
yes.
the deal? How about you do this for me? I will give you not only the object to take with you to retrieve the magic, but I will give you a magical object to take with you that may help you in some of your endeavors.
Is it a zombie?
It's not a creature.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair question. I know what you found upstairs. That's a fair question.
He endangered my son.
Yes.
I am upset about this.
Yeah, your son's
I do have a question, and maybe this will change your answer. I've been trying to hatch this about.
Why are you asking him for help with your little tiny thing?
It's just his life, not death.
What is
It's an egg of a crystal dragon. That's what it is.
No, it's not the crystal dragon.
it's
No,
a
that's
fairy
fairy.
dragon.
Pseudo dragon.
And you're trying to get it to hatch?
Yes.
And what have you tried?
Asking people.
And, okay, so you know how it's supposed to.
No, I have no idea.
Is this one that was?
You do know.
what-
You know that it has to be. You
Oh,
have to-
psychic. I have to like
Mhm.
psychically attuned.
You have to
with it.
psychically link with
Yeah.
this thing.
Problem is, I'm not very psychic.
I do have the ability to do that.
All right, sell your soul. I don't care.
I can help you with that and give you this magical object if you would like it.
This is my dearest dream.
Close down.
Could we at least try to free the dragon? Like, just
I-
attempt it.
I will go right now if you want to.
They're gonna start some stuff.
But I agree. We have to. It's consensus.
We'll come back.
Hey, there ain't no guarantees.
I'll have the purple stuff and we can barter.
Maybe we can figure out how to use purple stuff to blow up in his face.
It's worth a try, right? I mean, if it doesn't work, is he gonna? If it doesn't work, he'll know. He'll get
TPK,
to that.
guys. TPK.
I told you something new.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Hey, I've always
You want to hand me the egg?
Just pass it up. Be careful. Be careful.
You're giving it to a necromancer.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think you were being an irresponsible parent.
Say what you
I
would
was gonna say I've always wanted a little magic on my sword.
say.
Do you enchant?
I do not enchant, but I can.
Can you curse?
Just giving your child.
You know what?
Can you
Sir.
curse a sword? Or curse a real
No.
sword?
No, it's about the same level as enchanting. I don't have the ability to do that. So he takes your egg in his hands and cups it and closes his eyes. And you can see what seems to be a very low, faint glow coming from inside of his hands. It is purple in nature. You also
Done it
do
now.
notice at this time, this is the first time you were seeing his hands. And
Great.
on his hands, mostly at his fingertips, let's see.
Except for when he grabbed me.
Yes, you may have seen it earlier. You thought before that he had been wearing gloves, but upon closer inspection, it seems as though his hands are stained with what looks like a deep blue or purplish ink. The staining seems to be darkest at the fingertips and fade as it draws out the hands and arms. So,
Purple magic
takes your
poisoning
little
him.
egg, and he gets quiet for about a minute or so, and you see this little glow happen, this purple glow that seems to kind of twist and turn around his hands, and he opens his hands, and the spell fades, and he hands it back to you.
Here's your
Hopefully
child.
You're not gonna be evil.
No.
when
Hold it
he
to be
hands
evil.
it back to you, you hold it in your big dragony claws, and you do feel it start to twitch and
Dr. Quill.
start to wiggle. And you don't know exactly when this thing is going to hatch, but you do feel that there is life inside of it. So it has been activated. Your Tamagotchi has been activated.
Tamagotchi is now alive.
Charlie.
Those things.
When you're doing the greedy.
Quill's gone from being very grumpy dragon man to being like suddenly giddy.
He knows his mummy.
The dragon that's been watching, has that dragon's countenance changed?
No, the dragon's been very stoic, very much the same as watching this happen. Has not particularly interacted, except for acknowledging.
Alright, well,
your
you've
presence.
accepted the deal. Let's get our object. Let's
Okay.
get going.
Yep, let's do this thing.
So, he hovers back up to the second level of his workshop and retrieves something
Good.
from the shelving unit amongst a large collection of glass vials and beakers. Returning to your level, he extends it out in front of him for you to take. It is about the size of a normal oil lantern, but cylindrical in shape. It seems to be made from an incredibly hard metallic substance with a blue shine to it. The metal along its sides is intricately interwoven around a glass canister at its core. Over the top of it, the handle is made of the same metal and wrapped at a handhold with a soft light brown leather. The bottom is also made of glass surrounded by interwoven metal, but at the very center bottom is what looks like a mouthpiece or area where something could be inserted but is still completely sealed. Then he says, to use it, you must get as close to the sanguis as possible, hold the bottom of the canister over it, and speak the spell etched into the metal to activate its suction capabilities. It will then retrieve the arcane material from the source.
Alright. Who is grabbing this?
I think the wizard should have it.
Give it to you then.
Yep. There you go, wizard.
So, Phaedron then leads you to the lower level of the scaffolding supports below the library area. Along the wall, a large blank spot in the stone sticks out as the entirety of the walls in most other places in the cave are covered in some form of shelving, furniture, or magical apparatus. Standing before the stone wall, Phaedron waves his hand across it. Bright blue lines of arcane designs begin to form and swirl outwards, lighting up the wall in a mystical language. Lines form shapes that interlock and begin to shift and move, becoming larger and more complex shapes. Phaedron moves his hand around in front of him, creating imaginary signs in the air. The shapes in the wall in front of you seem to respond to his gestures, and from the center out begin spinning and fitting into one another outward, and ultimately creating the shape of a doorway. In an instant, the shapes stop moving, and the interlocked lines suddenly glow a bright, brilliant blue, turning nearly white before fading out and disappearing altogether. As the light fades, you can see in front of you all is now an open doorway in the stone wall. Ahead of the opening extends a crude pathway, unpaved, disappearing into pitch blackness.
Well, we'll see you when we see you.
How far away are we from the dragon?
You're leaving the room now, and you're probably about 60 feet, 70 feet from the dragon.
I want to run back to the dragon.
Okay.
I just whisper, "We'll be back for you."
The dragon
Okay.
just closes its eyes and acknowledges your presence.
Alright, go back.
And to everyone else, it looked like you ran over and gave a big kiss and then walked.
1000%. I gave it a hug too.
Yeah, they hung up his muzzle there.
All right. So you guys enter the.
dark tunnel.
All right. The pathway.
Glowing Wilden first.
Glowing will push him out first.
Yeah, he's been going this entire time.
The pathway is rough and requires your attention to keep your footing and avoid the frequent tripping hazards. Pebbles cover much of the ground, creating difficult travel and slippery embankments. Rocks and small boulders dot the path, causing you to leap or climb over the larger ones. A trail descends sharply for much of the descent and continues on for a long time while the darkness doesn't relent. So you guys probably have to stick together pretty close as your dark vision is only letting you see about, I think it was 30 or 60 feet. It's like 60 feet dim light, 30 feet bright light, I think. So you can see about 30 feet in front of you, but past that it drops off and it is dark. After many hours of travel, so this is a ways that you guys are walking down this path. You begin to see what feel like spots left before your eyes after a bright flash. Tiny blue specks appear more frequently now, floating just ahead of you, seemingly always out of reach, even when they feel like you're directly in front of you. So you've got eye floaters going on all the time in the dark. As you descend further, the glowing specks grow in size and frequency. Let me see if I can find a cave noise here. This is not the same now.
Alright, I'm hanging on.
Yeah, Quill should do something about that.
Someone's gonna need to heal me pretty soon.
Well, I just didn't know if we're about to get into a battle, so.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Hey, do you want one of my health potions?
So let's see where
How low are you?
Okay. So as you descend further, the glowing specks grow in size and frequency. It now feels like you're traveling through the night sky, reaching out for stars that are light years away amidst the cold, solitary void of blackness. Sharp twists and turns shape this journey into a complicated, interwoven network of passages, small caves, shallow pools, and constantly descending trails. As the frequency of the lights increase, you can now begin to see that the walls around you on this path have some very reflective qualities. Does anyone want to roll an investigation, intelligence, or history?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
As we journey, has
Can I roll history? My history is really
Yes,
high.
yes, you can.
has you shared with us like the real story? Cause
Well, yeah, I
you
mean, I
just
guess,
told us-
yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, so
once
you
we're
would
far
have
enough
given them
away,
more of the
I can
details that I
tell
had
them.
given you before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a
That's
I got
really
a
good stuff.
12.
I got a 15 for investigation.
Didn't I fight him?
So you never saw him.
Oh, I never saw him.
So you never saw him in TBD's backstory. I'm not gonna tell you all of it, but he had been misled by one of the imprints that he had encountered in his job at school. That imprint had convinced him after a long time to steal the staff of the headmaster of his school. And he did so and took it and basically dropped it off at this place. And when you had come back
Shenanigans.
to pretend that you knew where this item was and that you were going back to get it, rah, rah, rah,
I was dumb in college.
you
Was
briefly encountered him. He owned you, but you never actually saw his
Oh, I never
face.
saw
You
him.
never actually knew his
Okay.
name or anything
But
like
then,
that.
but he probably had seen me before.
He had seen you before, and he actually, one thing that you guys did not encounter while you were there is that he had Varngar there, who was the tome that misled you.
Oh,
Yes, but he kept quiet. Anyways. Okay, so the reflective qualities you were looking at, and so you know, and you can tell your like friends, like, hey guys, I know a thing about
Hey guys,
this. Guess what?
I know something.
So you know that
Surprising.
the paths that you're
Yes.
walking through were created from ancient lava tubes traveling deep in the planet. The walls of these pathways look like shining obsidian, hewn by a very large tool or process that chipped away at the brittle material. The light given off by the glowing orbs is still too dim to get a proper feel for the reflections, but you have a glowing Wilbin, so that kind of helps to see some of the kind of disco ball effects that it has.
And I definitely licked it to be able
Oh
to tell.
yeah,
All
you're
right.
like, this is definitely obsidian.
Guys,
It tastes very bitter.
volcanic.
Yes. Very kind of ashy. But
Igneous.
you
Tastes
can't
like ash.
see how those lights
Silicone materials?
taste like ash. Why are you so quiet in your moments of these things that you say?
you were talking.
Sorry.
You were talking.
I know I'm you can see how the lights shift over the jagged waves of glassy rock around you. So further on, the path begins to widen, and the ceiling crawls up higher as you continue to descend. The blue orbs seem now to be drifting along on a slight breeze, dancing before you and beckoning you to continue on. The walls that had been closed in around you for so much of this journey now spread further apart, creating a large opening up ahead. Strange lights seem to illuminate a cavern before you. So, give me a minute. I have to go grab something, but this is going to be what you need.
Can Quill give me some healing power?
Yep. I got you.
This is going to be last thing before we go for the day. Can you also put the shades down, Jonathan?
Oh jeez, 24,
Oh man.
and I'm down to 7.
Oh boy.
I just gave you 9.
Thank you.
Did it update your hit points when you leveled up?
Yeah.
You're level 5.
Okay. She told me to read this. Take stuff away.
Okay, and while he's reading that, can somebody clear the table?
Like
Yeah.
all clear, clear?
Not clear, but just a big space for me to put the map.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's our
We
people.
probably could get rid of these snacks because we just can't
Yeah.
see them. And
It sits in front of me and I will eat all of it.
Yeah, it's just there. And like this
Should
reminds
be.
me of sticking it in my
If we do here, that should be enough.
It should be enough.
So
Okay.
put it
I
all
made
in
it
front of
fun
me.
yes.
Okay. Okay. As you step out into the cavern, you now see where the colorful glow originates. Filling much of this cavern is a glowing rainbow of plant life, seemingly created. Is a glowing rainbow of plant life, seemingly creating its own luminescence. The otherworldly colors are unlike anything you've seen on the surface. Bright oranges, yellows, blues, and purples glow bright,
Holy
as
cow.
if reflecting some
What?
strange underground sun. The small blue orbs that have accompanied you on your travels thus far spread out and mingle with the plant life, snuggling up to the neon leaves and petals as if longtime friends. You step forward into this colorful cavern, inspecting the trees, reaching out for the alien flowers. Many of the flowers recoil at your touch, shrinking back into their leafy bunches. The ground glitters beneath your feet. Black rock crunches underfoot. The lights from the plant life reflect on the ground, sparkling light a black seat at night.
Like a black sea.
Oh, it says light.
I was so tired.
Okay,
last night.
sparkling like a black seat at night under full moon.
I edit myself while I'm reading, so.
But I didn't know what you
I
were
know.
going for.
These are so cool.
Well,
This is great.
Awesome.
Welcome to the Ebonnacht.
This is a lot cheerfuler than I thought.
But
I
also
bet the plants are gonna try to
dark
eat us.
ominous, Yes.
These guys over here.
Uh-huh.
Wow. They look like sea anemones.
Yeah.
They are kind of fun to touch. A lot of them are like these,
Rubbery?
these are really floppy little. Yeah, I've been playing with these for a while. They're so fun.
Fun.
So this is what it looks like once you come out into the cavern. So this is kind of just to get a general feel for what you guys are
Are we
walking
all in the
through.
middle of it now? Are you putting this in there?
Kind of walking through it.
Yeah. I want to take a picture. of my
This
character.
is
Yeah.
magical.
So this is where we're gonna leave it for now because I have plans for designing an entire
Yes,
city
that's exactly
system
where I would be.
for underneath here.
Oh,
Cool.
man.
It mostly is in my brain at this point. Yeah, you're kind of top heavy. You're gonna have a hard time standing up. I've been meaning to make a print without your names, but
Yeah, I don't actually have that.
I know it's just fun to see,
Mm-hmm.
It's just cool.
and it reminds us that they exist.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, this is one of my favorite pieces of terrain I made. It was so much fun to make, and worked out just like I wanted it to.
That's really cool.
I don't trust that guy.
Did we do what you expected us to? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I had multiple options worked out for if you just were adversarial and tried to free the dragon and fight this guy.
Could we have freed the dragon with a
No,
not? No?
so you
Okay.
would have
It
had
would
to
not
have
have
dispelled both things separately if they had worked.
Well, not freedom. Could we? Because even if he could have,
So there
his
was, if
head free.
you had found a way, I had made it so that you could have freed the dragon would have possibly fought on your side, but this guy's a level 18 wizard.
yeah, for your side.
Yeah, I was
So,
kind of
and
afraid
he had some spells where it was like, this is gonna hurt, and I had to decide, is he going to actually TPK these people, or is he going to, he would probably have left to preserve himself, and so he had a
Because it's not like he was
portal
looking
ability
for.
to
fight.
zap out of there and a bubble to protect himself and all these sort of things. So he would have won one way or the other. Yeah.
I love it.
It's amazing.
So this was super fun to put together, but also like, oh my god, there's so many
Yeah.
things. So I had to write
Good
myself
job.
a script so that
Get
I
yourself
knew
imagery.
all of the questions you guys might ask and what he would say, because there's so much to his backstory. It was hard to think of like what are the details I can tell them, can't tell them.
What is he
should
going to
tell them,
actually
right, what
say?
would he tell you? So, and it's difficult because his story, TBD's backstory, very much intertwines in a lot of ways with this story, especially being that he had been misled in his schooling by one of the imprints that this guy had sent out into the world. So this guy sent all these imprints out into the world to gain magical objects that were very powerful. So that was why he was trying to get the staff of the headmaster and
Okay.
all these things. So
And an imprint is a literal book. Like,
it is an sentient object.
oh,
So he has.
Is that a term for it in D&D?
This one I
Or
made
you
up.
made that up?
I made that up. So he has taken people, and what you guys don't know from what he told you is that he did forcefully take people
I knew
I
it.
knew it.
to
Yeah.
basically enslave them. And the bodies that you guys had come across, the undead, were most of the ones that were in this building with you guys in the temple. Those were the bodies, and the room that has all the stuff in it is basically just all the discarded ones that didn't work. And that's where a lot of the bones came from in the bottom of the shaft that you guys had stepped on, were the
Cool.
ones that hadn't worked. So he did intend to keep the bodies of them to return them eventually. He does intend to make that possible because that's part of what he's learning to do with his daughter and wife. So
And
he
his
was
creepy
truthful in
bubbling
telling
vats.
them, I do intend to return you to your state that you had left, but he could not guarantee that it would be in their same bodies. But he didn't tell them that. And then, so once he had been banished from Chromica, he left and went to another plane basically and encountered one of these dragons and kind of befriended him and kind of manipulated him into helping him and coming away with him. So the dragon is doing it semi-willingly, but
He might be a little abused.
yeah, he's just having a hard time existing there, just being in this. You should be free and out and flying.
Yeah.
Yes. So what you guys did not encounter was you didn't fight the mage. He was going to resurrect multiple of the horse bodies to fight
Oh,
you.
good. Love zombie
So
horses.
it would have been not just him you were fighting zombie horses basically, and Nightmare and a couple of
Love
others,
it.
So.
I'm glad I did not rage.
You almost did though.
I almost did. It was real close.
Had he slapped you, would you have?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, I considered. I was like, but he knew that by doing that he was causing more warning in the fact that he's trying to hide things. You know, trying to hide certain aspects of it. Certain things he is being truthful about. He does want to. His main goal is to resurrect his wife and his
Yeah.
daughter.
Good for him.
That's all he really wants. He is not, trying to gain his power to go out and become a great necromancer. Like, he doesn't want to raise an army or whatever. He
Yet.
just wants to. Well, yeah, he just wants to resurrect his wife.
Right,
Just like
has
you
the
can't
army.
just eat one chip.
Well, that's the danger there.
Don't worry, we'll be back to fight him.
Yeah, well.
Well, you gotta return the purple magic at some point, so But now you have another quest. Wow.
Wow. So wait, the quests are piling up at this point. We're still looking for a portal, and the eventual portal. We have to report that to the Majestic, and we are still hoping that there will be some treasure in the portal.
Yeah, you guys are hoping for the treasure, the payout.